everyone. I hope it is a good day, morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it is at your neck of the woods where you're at. It was a pretty eventful day. I was really, really busy at work. And then I slept for a couple hours after I got off work since I worked the early shift. But anyway, so this is going to be my end of month review for the month of September. It had its ups and downs. I was sick for a lot of it. And I had a 20 no spend days was my goal. I only got 19. But then as you can see, I had several days where I went and purchased stuff on stuff that I was not either in my budget or I did not have sinking funds, savings funds for it, originally. Now, some of the stuff I had from the 29 and then the 32.62, that was for stuff that I am going to do during the wintertime to keep me occupied. Especially when the weather gets really bad, like ice or snow, I'm not going nowhere. I work from home. When it gets really, really cold, I don't want to go anywhere. And a lot of times in the winter, too, I just don't want to go anywhere. The winter time's a really, really hard time for me. Not just because I'm usually really, really busy with work. This is the busiest time of the year. I'm also you have the holidays, and I like the holidays, but that's still really hard without my husband. And then during the winter time, that's also when he had his emergency and then passed away. So it's just a really, really hard time. And I need to keep myself occupied. So I'm coming up with a couple of plans to try to do to get myself more occupied than just being that, you spend majority of time in bed unless I go to visit relatives for the holidays or unless I'm working. So I've come up with a couple ideas, and I think it will be good that I'm going to do. And actually, I saw two recent opportunities to do stuff. One was through my work. They put it out. I think that was on Wednesday or something like that. And then I saw something somewhere else that I'm gonna look into. The $100, that was movies, and then also related to some other stuff that I want to do as well. So a lot of this stuff was just stuff I didn't need. Let's see here. This was stuff that I did need. This was these two things were music. I can't remember what that one was, but yeah. So a lot of this stuff I didn't need. And here's another thing that I said, I need to keep more track of how much I'm spending like every week and add it up. Well, when I got sick, I quit adding up the whole week's worth of expenses. Whoo! I added up $468.61. That's a lot of money. So yeah, I was like, whoa. Yeah, was not expecting that at all. So I was just like, whoa. Oh, one thing I wanted to say, so the end of the last week of each month, I'm going to have the 3 days be week 5 and September, just because I'm not going to get nitpicky, and then, that's just too much to have. Try to figure out, this part technically it should all be, for the whole week. It should be in September, whatever. So I'm counting this 3 days as a week, even though technically it's not a full week, but so yeah. So, and some of this I did take out a little bit of savings and then paid it, but still. So for the whole month, because I did have overtime, after my take-home pay, it was for a total of $2,425, which was quite a bit for my paycheck. So that was really, really good. Although it doesn't help if I do this. So, but yeah, so, and then the next video I'm going to make is I'm going to do the budget for my first paycheck in October. This month is a magic month with me. And then the next video after that, I'm going to put it together. I'm going to do, from the start of when I was paying attention from 2023 to 2024, I'll go over what my debt was like, and then from 2024 to September 2025, I'm gonna make that video, and then after that, I haven't finalized it, you know, what figure out everything. I'm going to actually show my monthly expenses, breaking it down from 2024 of September to 2025 of September. I need to pay more attention, like every 3 months, of how much, you know, those monthly bills might be going up, instead of just waiting like a whole year and looking at it, because I don't think that helps me. I think sometimes it's hard to be like, oh, you know, when I'm going to be, you know, like debt free, or, oh, you know, like I have years to pay off, or, you know, it's hard sometimes for me to see too much in the future. And I know a lot of that is because of where I'm at in my life. Like, if you would have sold that to me a couple of years ago, I'd be like, whatever. You know, I have goals. I have, you know, like steps I'm going to do. I'm going to, you know, like looking towards the future and, you know, whatever. But that's really changed since my husband's passed. And it's funny because he was always the one where it's like he could only, like, on some things see like the here and now, you know, like he can like envision, like, you know, like the future or whatever. But so I just need to get back to that. And then I think also it not only is it, at least for finances, it keeps me more on my toes and be like, okay, you know, this is where you're at. This is, you know, hey, you know, maybe we can pick up more hours, or maybe I can do this, do that, you know, whatever. So I think it will be good. But yeah, so that's it for this video. Take care, everyone.